For me, it started with the pills. Once you get cut off, you're already hooked and you have nowhere to turn to for your withdrawal, so I ended up going to heroin.
Addiction is suffocating.
When I used the needle, it took about 4 months for my life to completely disintegrate.
It has strangled countless lives.
It's been about 4 people I've known that have OD'd and died.
And ended so many others.
It's my stinking thinking that gets me back out here.
Jason Doss feels addiction's strength in the worst ways.
I lost everything. I lost jobs, lost in touch with my family. I barely can talk to my son.
He is homeless. He told us he shoots heroin every day just to feel normal.
Damn, no. It's not that I'm not tired of it, but I am tired, but it's just I have nowhere else to go.
But no longer does danger lie in just the drugs that are spread through his Columbus neighborhood, but the potentially deadly ingredient often found inside them.
It's to the point where they're putting fentanyl on just about everything.
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid. The CDC says it is 50 to 100 times stronger than morphine. On the streets, it's illegally made and mixed into substances. Even the smallest amounts can be deadly. Nationwide, overdose deaths increased by more than a quarter in 2020. Here in Ohio, more than 5,000 people died of overdoses last year, a record for a state already hit hard by America's drug crisis.
You can't get on Facebook or talk to somebody without hearing that somebody's overdosed.
The tattoo on Jennifer Foot's arm marks the day she almost became another Ohioan life lost. Struggling with the isolation brought on by the pandemic, she says she relapsed and overdosed.
I had no recollection of anything other than being in the middle of the kitchen and just sitting up, and was totally confused and disoriented.
Addiction is a battle that's hard to fight alone, but the pandemic made that a reality for so many people, like her and Shay Dalrymple.
For a normal person, getting that check would have been helpful, but for people like me, it was kind of an invitation to relapse, and a lot of people like me did.
Both are alive today because of this, Narcan, the medicine that can reverse an overdose.
So we give it out when we can.
Dennis Kushon runs Harm Reduction Ohio, the largest Narcan distributor in the state.
Most people think it's because we have high levels of drug use. That's not true. Ohio has average levels of drug use according to all the surveys. We have high levels of overdose death. And the reason is because fentanyl came into Ohio's drug supply fast and hard.
More than 88% of the heroin seized in Ohio contains fentanyl, according to his research. But now he says it's showing up more often in other substances such as cocaine and meth, expanding its reach and the need for Narcan. He says Ohio distributed about 130,000 units of it last year.
How much Narcan does Ohio need?
500,000 to 1 million a year. And it needs to be ongoing because people use it, it expires, new people use drugs.
So 5 to 10 times the amount that you have right now?
I'm a recovering addict, so I know the pain. I know what they do out here every day, all night.
Barbara Clark and Nathaniel Jordan's organization works to save those in a part of Columbus with an overdose rate 40% higher than the state's. They can give out dozens of units of Narcan a day.
What this Narcan means to me is that we'll be able to save a life and help someone else save someone else's life.
African Americans have seen a dramatic rise in overdose deaths in recent years. Nathaniel wants the state of Ohio to send more Narcan to this mostly black neighborhood. For some people here, it saved their lives multiple times.
Say this year, 2021 alone, about 7 times already.
While Jason said he's tried recovery programs, he's still out here on the streets, fighting the grip of an illness that can be too strong from which to break free.
I just go as the day goes, and God's gonna take me wherever I need to go whenever it's time.